Hey guys, Shrimp Midget here. I am going to be making a review, shooting test, and chrono test on a KWA CQB MOD1, CQBR MOD1. This is Sam's gun. This is their KWA's budget gun, which has a plastic lower. That's really your only difference. I don't know why they call it the CQB MOD1, to be honest, because it has a standard M4 length barrel. It had an extension. So it was like to here. I don't know why they call it the CQB, to be honest. I don't know if they have a weaker spring in here. I doubt it. Now, this thing only shoots about 280 feet per second because KWA piston heads are crap. Their non-ported piston heads suck. I have worked on 3 SR10s, and only one of them had good compression, and that's Will's. His, with the stock piston head, gets 390 with .2s on an M115 spring. It's exactly where it should be. But with Ben's, I had to replace the piston head because it got no compression. And then Micah's the same way. So this one seems to be the same way. 280 FPS isn't all like that bad. He can still use it, but I mean, he has a G&G M4 that's getting 330, 320 with the 2, and this is only getting 280. So as far as upgrades, I will be upgrading this hopefully as soon as he gets. They kind of share money. It's weird. They all kind of share their guns. So they're working on selling 2 of their guns so that they can put upgrades into this. I'll put upgrades into this and also upgrade the G&G soon. So I'll just go over it. So you got a standard LE stock. I assume it's 6 positions. That's normally what they are. KWA AMB sling mount. These come on the SR10s as well, and the SR7s. I assume the SR12s as well. Plastic lower, so KWA CQB MOD1, so I guess that's just their way of saying it's the plastic body version. Even though it had the same length as a standard M4, I don't like it that they do the CQB type thing, but that's just what they do. Yeah. Plastic lower. The quality on the lower is probably like that of a JGM4, to be honest. Like, there's no way this is any better than a JGM4 lower, plastic body lower, so it's alright. The upper is metal. I don't like the design of the metal uppers of KWA because they're actually 2 pieces, but JGs are like that too. If you get a metal JG upper or even a plastic one, 2-piece hop-up uppers seem to be kind of split, and they can actually crack and break, which is awful. Basically, you get a charging handle, dust cover, pops open, fake bolt. Doesn't actually want to open when you pull it back. Yeah, sometimes, I guess. You get your standard KWA wheel hop-up. It's 2-piece. I think they should change this. They need a rotary style, but I think they put rotary inside of the ERGs, if I recall correctly. Standard handguard. There is a 9.6 battery in here. It's a nunchuck. I don't like it that it's front wired. So when I go to upgrade this, it's going to be a pain. I'll probably just rear wire it, and then have him put a free float rail on here. Although this isn't all that bad, this system up here. He could just use this all stock outside and have me just upgrade the internals and keep the stock KWA wiring and trigger contacts, and just do new gears, new piston head, like compression parts, and new gears to get it shooting a little bit faster, and use the 7.4 LiPo, but keep everything else on the outside the same and the wiring the same. Even though the wiring is not good, a MOSFET is going to be such a pain to wire in the front, a huge pain. MOSFETs are great to wire in the back. I've wired 3 MOSFETs in KWA rifles. I think they were all SR10s, but they're all the same. The buffer tube system is built the same, so like it's easy to get the buffer tube screw off and get a MOSFET in there. So that is easy. So I could rear wire it with a MOSFET, but then he would have to get a crane stock to house a battery or tape a battery on the side of the gun, which if he wants to do, I do that with some of my guns. So he could just do a brick 7.4 or 11.1. Although I'm not sure. I probably just recommend him to do a 7.4. But anyways, this gun is in the works. Let's just say that. So metal upper. He has a aim red dot on here. It actually works. but it only works on the 7 setting. When you put it to the 7 setting, it turns on, but even if it stops working by, you know, any chance, I have it sighted in so the BBs kind of go up into the red dot, into the glass, so like it shoots pretty well. There's a huge suppressor on here. It says lightweight 45 ACP. What pistol would you throw this on? Like, I guess it could be like a Vector or something, but I think they use proprietary. Yeah, I don't know. But it is a huge suppressor. Now, this is actually housing an AK length barrel. There was a standard inner barrel in here, and I swapped it out for a Cyma AK barrel. So this, because the BBs were hitting the inside of the, I'll show you what I had to do. So basically, I put a longer barrel in here, so this thing is huge. This is a AK length barrel, so 16-inch outer barrel, so 16-inch inner. It's Cyma, it's brass, it's pretty good. And then this goes till about here, so it's not foam filled, but this thing, when the FPS goes up, after I do some upgrades to it, it's going to shoot really far. And we're shooting for about 20 to 25 BBs a second is what we're hoping for. What I'm hoping for. I don't really want to go above that. For reliability's sake, 25 is like a great rate of fire to be at, and it's pretty fast. So the BBs were chipping on the inside here when it would shoot, so what I had to do is I actually had to take my Dremel and drill up here to make it even with the bottom portion. Now that does look ugly. I will consider spray painting this if he wants me to. I can like try to mask off the rest of this and spray paint the front, but when you do put the suppressor on it, you can't see it much. And he acted like he didn't care, so when I told him I'm gonna have to cut off that the bayonet lug to get this on here. So I do like it that KWA does do this with their threads, but they do it in kind of the worst spot. They should put it up a little bit more. Otherwise you have to cut off that barrel lug, which is not a very good design, but whatever. So when I tighten it on there, there's no ammo in here, so I'm gonna look just to make sure the barrel seems to be straight. Alright, we'll go and shoot it and see, but I shot probably 40 BBs through it and didn't get a single chipped BB, so like I said, feet per second is low. Everything is stock besides the Cyma AK barrel. The KWA motor is pretty good, but the gears, the piston, the spring, the piston head, the cylinder head should be replaced. Obviously Sorbo, shimmed, stock motor could be used. I'm trying to get about 380 feet per second. That's what I'm going to shoot for. So probably M110 spring full stroke should get that. Maybe do an M115. It might be more towards 390, which as long as it's under 400 is good. Because this is an outdoor gun. I mean, it may look like an indoor gun, but if he's going to play indoors, that G&G is much better. If you haven't seen that video, I reviewed the G&G. So it's going to shoot this all stock. I know I don't have all stock guns on my channel very often because I just love upgrading, but the barrel isn't stock, so I guess. But again, the FPS is so low that out of the box, you're not going to get this FPS out of your gun. You're going to get higher. So the way it sounds, the gun doesn't sound all that good, but it doesn't sound all that bad either. It is loud because there's no air resistance in the cylinder head. Basically, the piston's just slamming against the cylinder head, and there's no resistance. And I noticed the port in here is like huge. The port is absolutely monstrous, and I've never seen a port so big. So I'll probably replace the cylinder as well for a non-ported or a small port that's further back. Okay, trigger response isn't all that awful. Again, stock, and this is also 9.6. Yeah, 260, 250. That was 246, so pretty low FPS. Rate of fire is okay. It is a 9.6, and so it kind of, the motor starts out slow and then speeds up. It's a KWA high torque, but it's actually more of a high speed. I guess you could consider it a balance. As far as the rate of fire is not all that bad. I mean, a 13-1 gear set, if you threw that in here with this same spring setup, you'd probably get 20 with the 9.6, which is pretty good. Maybe even a little more. But my goal of this is getting it to be about 20 to 25 BBs a second on a 7.4 with obviously new gear set, and get about 380 feet per second. That's my goal. Hopefully we can do that. We should be able to, under like probably $80 is what it'll cost, including my fee, to get this thing with all the parts, to get it, you know, getting 380 at 20, maybe 2 BBs a second or so, in between 20 and 25. It's actually pretty consistent. I'm drilling that steel target. So this thing's sight in for about 120 feet. But again, the FPS, when it goes up about another 130, it'll gain range. So almost out of ammo. So you can definitely hear it when there's no ammo in there. It's dry firing, how loud it is. Go ahead and just... Okay. I don't know if you can hear how loud that is. The shimmying seems to be alright, but I will mention that it's loud because there's no air resistance. But do I recommend this gun as a stock gun? Yeah, I mean, Mod O's or Mod 1s are really, really good, especially for $190. They're a pretty good price. Especially for the internals that you do get. The CQBR motors I do like them. They're not like super torquey or anything, but with an 11.1 and a 13.1 gear set, you can get some pretty good rate of fire and average trigger response. Yeah, you can hear it, how loud it is. I'm surprised the cylinder head hasn't broken because there's so much impact on that. So when I upgrade this, I'll put a metal cylinder head in here and sorbo pad, so it'll be quieter, much quieter, and it'll shoot faster, and shoot harder. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Hopefully I will have an update on this. I may just make this is a review on the gun, the stock gun, but I will be probably making a video on just the high-speed CQBR Mod 1 or whatever. Once it's done, I don't know how long it's going to take until this is going to be done, but I think that this should be upgraded before anything else of theirs, because this could be a beast. In fact, it would only need like $80 to $90 worth of parts, including what I charge to put them all in, and this thing will be tearing. So I can tell the battery's already warm. So if you have any questions, please comment below. See you guys later.